A space for us.
Un espacio para nosotras.
Un espace pour nous.
Hello and welcome to the Forus Storytelling Initiative, A Space for Us, and our special session as part of the March With Us campaign, a full month dedicated to gender justice and equality with stories from across the globe. This year, our theme is Reimagining Powers. I'm your host for today. My name is Bibi, and in today's episode, we're joined by Ajmal Ramyar, the Executive Director of Afghans for Progressive Thinking, or APT. Ajmal is an advocate for education, human rights, and youth support. He's currently based in Canada after relocating from Afghanistan in 2021. With his work, he addresses systemic challenges, particularly for youth and women who are often excluded from educational opportunities. Ajmal, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for the invitation and for this opportunity.
Thank you. We're very excited as we know that you're a very big storyteller. So you're the executive director of Afghans for Progressive Thinking, but your advocacy and your work for education began long before that. Can you share with us how your journey as an advocate began and what inspired you to focus so deeply on education for all?
Thank you so much for this important question. My journey and inspiration to advocate for education stems from my personal experience in a country like Afghanistan, where there has been always war and conflict. As a child and an adult, I witnessed gender equality before, during the first rule of Taliban, and during the Republic. In 1996, when the Taliban took control of Afghanistan for the first time, my family was forced to flee Afghanistan and seek refuge in Pakistan because my sister were not allowed to attend school. Like my sister, millions of girls were denied access to education and could not pursue their dream. They were confined to their homes and deprived of learning opportunities. Upon our return in Afghanistan in 2001, after completing my education, I continued to advocate for education and promote a culture of peace through working with a nonprofit organization called Afghans for Progressive Thinking, also known as APT Youth in Afghanistan. Leaving Afghanistan for the second time in 2021 due to Taliban's takeover reinforced my commitment to helping my country and supporting young people, particularly women and girls who continued the experience of the same fate of being denied from all their basic rights. Despite these challenges, my inspiration have only become clearer. My personal experience have only strengthened my resolve. I remain committed to the cause of ensuring that one day no one will be restricted because of her gender and no child will face a future where their education is restricted.
Thank you so much, Ajmal, for this message. And if we look at the work of Afghans for Progressive Thinking, you are a youth-led organization and you're making a very big impact in Afghanistan under, we can really say that, incredibly challenging circumstances. So can you tell us more? You mentioned it a little bit in the previous question, but about your mission and some of the ways you're addressing the barriers to education, especially since the Taliban returned to power. How has this political shift impacted your work, and how have you adapted to continue supporting education and human rights?
Due to the current condition of Afghanistan, engaging with youth and young women in particular remain critical, but also challenging. Through the work of Afghans for Progressive Thinking, we used to create initiatives to address these challenges. We're organizing programs to provide young people with platform to express their ideas, develop their skills, and contribute to their communities. These initiatives also help build a supportive network among the youth inside Afghanistan, encouraging them to take active role in shaping the future of Afghanistan. For the past 2 decades, APT has worked to build the capacity of youth and foster a culture of youth empowerment in Afghanistan. Unfortunately, in August 2021, Afghanistan fell to the Taliban, a turning point for youth and their advocates, particularly women and girls. Before the threat emerged, young people had made many positive changes and progress in Afghanistan. At APT, we faced two options: either find a way to continue supporting youth that we believe that they are a future of the country, or lead everything that we had worked for over past 20 years to disappear. Obviously, the latter option was for us to continue supporting youth. So we provide workshops and dialogue sessions that allow youth to express their experiences and perspectives. We also continued offering mentorship programs that equip them with skill and knowledge to engage in policy discussion and advocacy boards. We are connecting young women from Afghanistan with mentors who could help them achieve their personal and professional goals. We provide safe online spaces for them to connect inside and outside Afghanistan, to work collectively on creating and initiating different projects. We provide platform for them to advocate for their right on international stages. We are also publishing their articles, stories, and recommendations through our website and social media accounts of other partner organizations to amplify their voices and raise awareness about the issues such as role of women in society, education inequalities, and human rights situation. In the current situation of Afghanistan, we need creative ways to address education inequalities in Afghanistan, especially supporting initiatives that help young women and girls access educational opportunities. It's also important to create platforms where young women can have their voice heard, access reliable information, connect with each other, find solutions to their challenges, and also expand access to education, which can lead and also help them continue their advocacy and also empower them to continue their journey within Afghanistan.
Thank you so much, Ajmal. I do have a follow-up question. When we started researching for this podcast episode, we did indeed see that you have e-learning programs for girls and women. And I remember when reading it, I thought, wow, that's really smart, like smart thinking, considering that women, they will not be allowed really to access a full education in the country. So how did you come about with this idea? And what are some of the results that you're seeing today?
Yeah, in the current situation of Afghanistan, it's mostly hard for women and girls to continue, for example, participating in education physically. But there are different ways to continue engaging with them. For example, one of our programs is a mentorship program. Through this mentorship program, we empower women and girls by teaching them writing skills and providing them platform to share their voices. They reflect on different topics such as human rights, women's rights, education, and youth inclusion, while they cannot continue studying in person. So these platforms are helpful for them for skill buildings. We also help them write articles, policy brief, stories, and creative writings to amplify their experiences and also recommendation to international community. This is also helpful because this can bridge the gap between Afghan women and youth, particularly inside Afghanistan, to create coalitions that they can support each other. And also the other ways that we are supporting youth and young women in Afghanistan, we provide them with platforms sharing online ebooks so they can continue learning different skills. We have also created online platforms which has hundreds of online courses so they can access from wherever they are. These platforms do not need much internet bandwidth, so it's also secure for them. So they are downloading all the courses and then they are continuing learning that, and then they are taking some tests so they can get the certificates, and also they can also form the groups within Afghanistan.
Thank you so much, Ajmal. And we will make sure to share also the link to your website with all the listeners so that they can give a look to these amazing stories and also to the sort of system that you have put in place and perhaps replicated as well in their own national context. So if we talk about this power of literacy and even illiteracy in this case, it seems to be at the heart, as we've been discussing, of much of your work. Can you tell us why literacy and writing and speaking and expressing is so important to you personally, and how this ties into your vision for Afghanistan, especially for women and girls.
Thank you so much for this question. This is really related personally to me and also professionally. So from a very young age, I've had the belief that literacy is important because it's a foundation which individuals build their understanding of the world and also their ability to communicate effectively. In a country like Afghanistan, where access to education has been severely restricted, and that was challenging even though before the Taliban takeover, literacy became a powerful tool for empowerment and change. It allows people to access information, make informed decisions, and advocate for their right. For me, literacy is not just about reading and writing, it's about giving people the skills that they need to break the cycle of oppression and contribute to the betterment of the communities. My own experience, both as a refugee and as an advocate, have shown this transformative power of literacy in creating opportunities for myself and also fostering resilience in the face of adversity. At our organization, EPT, we believe that literacy empowers people, giving them the fundamental tools to engage fully within the society. Therefore, we have created online website, online platforms. We connect young women through different groups so they can continue engaging with building their skills, and also we provide them with basic access to online ebooks to enhance their reading and writing skills. So these young women can continue learning within their societies and also to continue building their skills. We have also provided platforms that they could connect through the online platforms with international community outside of Afghanistan. So far, we have provided hundreds of ebooks to the young women who do not have access to books and education in Afghanistan.
Thank you, Ajmal. And if we look at the power, let's say, of global solidarity, over the years, your work has gained international recognition. And for those listening who want to support Afghan youth and women in the pursuit of education, what steps can they take? And how can we all be part of the solution, especially when it comes to supporting women and girls?
Thank you for asking this. It's really an important question. Afghan youth and women are incredibly resilient and they are hungry for education. They have struggled for the past 20 or 40 years to fight for inequality, for their human right, for their basic right. But right now they're facing unprecedented challenges and they are urgently need the support. For those who are listening, who are continuing supporting and standing with Afghanistan, there are a few things that we can do to support youth and young women and girls in Afghanistan. Supporting youth-led initiatives in Afghanistan that are being led by young people in Afghanistan, that they understand the need on the ground better than anyone. And also prioritize education for girls and women who are being denied it, whether that's through online education, international opportunities, providing scholarship, and advocating for reopening of school and universities within Afghanistan. Also helping women develop skills through online trainings and mentorship programs so they can continue getting opportunities to continue online jobs, and also raising awareness, as I have mentioned in my previous responses, that we are publishing articles written by these young women and girls. So having those platforms so we can share their stories and raise awareness and amplify their challenges and dreams, so that could make wider support for them. And also putting pressure on our governments and international organizations to hold Taliban accountable for their oppressive policies. And also supporting mental health initiatives. Because of the ban of the school and universities, young women and girls face immense challenges for their health. So advocating for programs that provide mental health support for Afghan youth and women, this will help them to better focus on their education and achieve academic success. At our organization, EPT, we believe that education is the only key for Afghanistan future. And it's not just about providing opportunities, it's standing in solidarity with Afghan women and youth and ensuring that their rights are protected. Afghan youth and women need continued support from international community, and including organizations, institutes, schools, and universities to invest in the education of young women and girls by increasing financial support, providing scholarship, and sharing resources. Sometimes we say that Afghanistan can be also a good case study for many other countries and organizations to take listeners to also protecting the rights of girls and women in Afghanistan is not just something that should be continued nationally, but also through the international organization, because many organizations have spent millions and billions of dollars in Afghanistan to protect the achievements of the past 20 years. So it's really necessary to continue their support and standing with solidarity with Afghanistan, with Afghan people, because specifically for girls and women in Afghanistan, it's for them to continue thriving in that community. They only need access to opportunities, and then they will show the world that how powerful and how resilient they are to continue their education.
Thank you so much, Ajmal, for sharing all of this today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. And also thank you to all the listeners who are joining us for March with Us for this 5th edition, focusing on reimagining powers. If you want to learn more about the work of Ajmal, we will be sharing the link to their website on the description of this episode. And yeah, let's keep marching together this year. Thank you so much, Ajmal. And yeah, a hug to everybody.
A space for us.
Un espacio para nosotras.
Un espace pour nous.